Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll talk about solving system of equations by graphing. A system of two linear equation can have one solution or infinite number of solutions or no solution. For example, if the graphs intersect at one point, in this case we said we have one solution and the system will be consistent and independent. The second case, if the graphs are parallel, in this case we'll say there will be no solution and the system will be inconsistent. Third case, if the two lines are coincident that have the same line, in this case we said we have infinite number of solutions and the system will be consistent and dependent. Let's solve some questions. Graph each system and determine the number of solutions that it has. And if it has one solution, name it. Okay, first we need to graph both equations. Let's start with the first one, y equal to x plus 1. This equation is written in slope-intercept form y equal mx plus b. Remember with me that m here represent slope and b represent y-intercept. Now we have here slope is what? Slope is 2, the coefficient of x. We write it as a fraction because if you remember, the number up represent rise and the number down represent run. Okay, what about 1? 1 here represent y-intercept. Sometimes they write mx plus b and another book write it as a c. b here is equal 1. Let's plot the y-intercept on the graph. Where is y-intercept here? This is the y-axis. We need y-axis is 1, will be here. This your start point. Now we need to graph the line by using rise and run. The number up represent rise. The number down represent run. When we said rise, it means go up or go down. If positive, go up. If negative, go down. When we said run, it means go right and left. If the number positive, you go right. If negative, you go left. Let's start. It's like a game. Start from y-intercept is 1. Now we need to rise 2. It's like jump up 2. 1, 2. Now we need to run one step right. And this is the end point. We put a dot here. After that, we need to connect the start point and end point by a line. Okay, then this green line represents the first equation. What about the second equation? Y equal negative 3. If the equation just have y variable or x variable, we represent by vertical or horizontal line. If just y equal, this represent horizontal line. You just go to y negative 3 here and you make horizontal line. Now the system of equation we have intersect at one point here. This point represents the solution. You can see this point. The answer here, x here will be negative 2 and y here will be negative 3. Then the solution will be negative 2, comma, negative 3. What about the system will be what? Consistent or inconsistent? One solution, it means consistent. And dependent or independent? One solution represent independent. Remember, if you have just one solution or infinity number of solutions, the system will be consistent. And if no solution will be inconsistent. But what about dependent and independent? If one solution will be independent, if infinity number of solution will be dependent. Next question. To solve this system of equation, like we said, we should graph each equation. Let's start with the first one, x equal 1. Like we said, if we have just to x or y, this line represented by vertical or horizontal line. If x equal will be vertical. If y equal will be horizontal. Okay. Now we have x equal 1. We put dot at x1 here and we need to graph vertical line. Okay, what about the second one? The second one, y equal negative 2x plus 4. Okay, if you can see this, the slope here will be negative 2 and y-intercept here will be 4. Then we start from y-intercept 4, this point, your start point. Now, write slope as a fraction like we said before, and the number up represent rise, and number down represent run. Okay. Negative 2 means go up or down? It means go down. Then in this case, we'll go down. 1, 2, go down 2 steps because rise is -2. What about run? Run, it means you should go right 1 step here and put the end point. Now we need to connect start point here and end point here by a line. From the graph, you can see the two lines are intersect at one point. This means we have just one solution. What x here will be 1 and y at this intersection point will be 2. Then the solution will be just 1 comma 2. What about the system will be consistent or inconsistent? Will be consistent because we have solution. And dependent or independent, if you have one solution, will be independent. Next question. Y minus x equal -1 and 3x plus y equal 3. We need to graph both lines. Let's start with the first one. Y minus x equal -1. But if you look at this equation now, this not in slope-intercept form like this, y equal mx plus b. We need to make this y alone or isolate this y in one variable or one side. Then we just write y and move this negative x in other side and it changes the sign. Then it will be negative x here. When we move it to other side will be positive x and -1 here. Now this is in intercept, slope-intercept form. We can graph it, but let's mention the slope and y-intercept here. Slope here will be 1 and y-intercept here will be -1. Don't forget, write slope as a fraction. The number up is rise and number down will be run. Now we start from the y-intercept point is -1. This is your start point. Now what should we do? We need to go up, rise 1, go up 1, from -1, go up 1, and go right 1, run 1. This is the end point. After that, connect the 2 points. Okay, what about the second one? 3x plus y equal 3. Also, we need to write it in slope-intercept form to can graph. Then we need to move this 3x and put it in other side to isolate y. Then y equals 3x here is positive. When we move it to other side will be -3x, positive 3. Now here, slope here will be what? -3 and write it as a fraction will be over 1. And y-intercept here is 3. Then your start point is 3. Now we need to rise, and this is run. Rise -3, it means go down 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to run 1 right here, then graph a line passing through the 2 points. We can see from the graph that the 2 lines are intersect at one point. This point is x here is 1 and y will be 0. Okay, then we have just one solution here and the system will be consistent and independent. Next question. Y equal to x plus 3. Let's graph it. This is written in slope-intercept form. Slope here is 2 over 1 and the y-intercept here is 3. Then we start from y3 and go up 2, rise 2, 1, 2 and run right 1 here. After that, we need to connect these 2 points by a line. What about the second equation here? We have 3y equals 6x minus 6. This equation not in slope-intercept form, then we need to cancel 3 to make it in this form, y equal mx plus b. Then we divided both side or each term here by 3, by 3, by 3. Then y equals 6 by 3 here will be 2x minus 6 by 3 will be 2. Now slope here will be 2 over 1 and y-intercept here will be -2. Let's start from y-intercept -2, this point. Now we need to rise 2 and run 1. 1, 2 up and run 1 right and put the dot here. After that, we need to graph a line passing through the 2 dots. Now from the graph, we can see the 2 lines are parallel. Then in this case will be no solution. And if we have no solution, the system will be inconsistent. Next question. Let's graph the first one. Y equal x plus 2 y-intercept here will be the coefficient of x will be 1. We make it over 1. Okay. Y-intercept here will be 2. We start from y is 2 here and rise 1, run 1. This is the endpoint connected by a line. Let's grab the second equation here. The second one here is x minus y equal negative 2. We need to isolate this y. Then we need to move this x to other side. Then negative y here equal, this x positive will go here, will be negative x minus 2. Now we need to cancel this negative from y. How can we cancel it? By multiply or divided by negative 1. Each term here by negative 1 by negative 1. Now this is will be y equal negative negative will be positive x, negative negative will be positive 2. In this case, the slope will be 1 over 1. Y-intercept will be 2. Let's graph it. Start point is y and rise 1, run 1. The start point and end point here is same, and when you try to graph or draw a line will be the same line like we did. In this case, we said this is two lines are coincident and the system will be what? Consistent, because we have solution. But how many solution we have here? One solution or infinity? No, infinity number of solutions. If we have infinity number of solutions, the system will be dependent or independent, will be dependent, because every time for x, y dependent on x every time. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next lesson. Bye bye.